y'all, this is Lynn back with you from Paper Life, and yesterday we worked on making this journal cover. Mine's dried up. This front, I haven't put any more layers of the Mod Podge on there. I'm not sure if I'm going to or not. It has right now kind of that nice still fabric feel. I don't know. Inside, if you remember from yesterday, I made that mistake and you could see the white from the underneath of the book. I put another layer of white fabric over it and I can still see it, but I'm going to leave it alone for right now until I figure out if I'm going to put pockets there, because if I don't put pockets there, I probably won't leave that plain white anyways. So for right now, I'm just going to kind of leave it as it is. Now, today, we are going to work on, excuse me, the pages that we're going to do for our signatures in here. And all I've grabbed for these two is just some coffee paper, some Kool-Aid paper, just stained papers, nothing fancy. You could, at this point, put in like scrapbook paper, digital papers, any of those that you want to add a little bit of, you know, contrast, interest. So I have those two. All I did was took the pages and folded them in half. I don't even know, honestly, how many I have here. I'm just doing it more for demonstration. Let's see, we have 2, 4, 6, 7 pages in that one, and this one's going to be like 4 million. 6, 8, let's see, I'm up to 10 so far. Okay, 11. But you could do this, you know, one big signature, you could do it a bunch of little signatures, you could do what it is you want to do. There is no rules to this. But I wanted to show you kind of how a friend of mine came into town last Tuesday, and I had been trying to make her something because she's, you know, one of my little crafty friends. But again, just kind of being in that rut where I was just making huge projects that were way too elaborate than they needed to be. I ended up, like, the night before and finishing it the morning of, putting together like a small traveler's journal writing, because all it was a bunch of stained papers. And I folded them in half. I put a piece of cardstock on the front and back, you know, just wrapped it around. Did a pamphlet stitch. I think I put a piece of lace there for a closure. Was not really what I wanted it to be, but by that point it was too late to do a whole lot else. But that shows me, one of the things I like is to have different size papers in there, because that's another way to just kind of add some interest, add some character. So I have like a sheet of music paper. I grabbed out some book pages. Some of them are torn in half, so I just folded them. Well, okay, they're not torn in half. They're full size of one side of paper. That makes sense. So I folded it in half. Here's a sheet of book page that I detached from the book so I can put it in there just the full page. Another one, a piece of Braille. If you don't know how to read Braille, this says that I adore Kathy. Inside joke. Envelope, just some little pieces of papers that I had. Here's one that folds out. One that quite literally I ripped when I was trying to dry it and stain it the other day. So all I would do is kind of go through and put them in kind of randomly. I don't know if I think this one's way too many random pieces. Just kind of ripping, probably longer than I need, so let's rip some of that off. So I don't know, there's really no rhyme or reason to how or why I do any of this. It's just what feels right, looks right when I'm flipping through. I'm going to do one more, just add some of these in here because I'm not sure if I'm going to keep all these pages, to be honest. And I don't think the blue is going to go with the Halloween journal that I wanted to make, but we'll see. And like if I was going to put this music paper in there, let's see, something like that. I'm not doing anything real fancy, not doing a whole lot of measuring. I just know that I don't want them bigger than my piece of paper because it's what fits in the book. So I need to cut down the top and bottom of that music paper just, well, I was going to tell you, and I'm going to just tell you that I'm going to do it, but here I'm going to actually do it. So in theory, I just put 3 of these little signatures, or our notebook, or our journal if you weren't going to put it in the cover. And all I did was just kind of grab some random pieces, kind of mix up when I'm doing big pieces, put in a couple small. Yeah. You know, no rhyme or reason. Just like it. It adds a little character in my opinion. Makes it where it's not, you know, all one size, kind of boring. There's some paper. This is, when I stained it, I added a little bit of like a bronze copper pigment, so it's kind of glittery. I don't know what I have on the outside of here. It looks kind of like some glue or something, but it's kind of cool. So we're going to roll with it. So yeah, in theory, in our make-believe world, I made 3 of these. So now at this point you could have 3 journals. You know, if you wanted to put a little bit of a cover on them, do a 3-hole pamphlet stitch, call it done. I'm going to go ahead and put them in this cover that we made the other day. And what I have is just some, like, I think it's like crochet thread stuff. I got it from like Hobby Lobby, in where the yarns and stuff are. That's why I'm saying crocheting, but I could be completely wrong. This was an idea that I got from I think it was Christine. This was a journal that she actually made to sell. She makes beautiful journals, and I'm sure she said she got the idea from someone else. But to be honest, I didn't really look at any videos. I'm just kind of winging it. So there are probably plenty of videos out there that give a lot more information. So I just took my thread, put it through the middle of my signature. For right now when I'm doing it, I'm not going to sew these together. I'm just going to fold them over and put them in my book. I will probably, once I get done with any sewing or anything I want to add in, moving things around, I would probably sew those signatures together in a pamphlet stitch, just because I got all those little pieces. I don't want to have them lost everywhere. Hello, I can't tie a knot. Okay, wrong direction. So I just did a little bit of a square knot. I left the strings on here. What she did was she added some like beads and charms to the bottom, which was really cute. I don't see why you couldn't use a thin lace, ribbon, really anything. I mean, I probably wouldn't want to go real thick so it doesn't interfere with the way that the book opens and closes. I'm doing mine over, or doing double of this, because I found that for some reason this one, a lot of the other ones I have like this don't break, but this one, if I pull on it making a knot too tight, it breaks. Like every single time. And then I want to scream, so that's not a good thing. Just same thing, I just came and found the middle of my signature. Gonna put my thread through the middle. Get that thread out of the way. Some of these papers that aren't sitting in here very nicely. So I don't know. I know for me, I feel like I have very much been in a crafting rut. I feel like, I might have said this to you guys the other day, but I feel like I have a million projects that I've started. But they're all these like crazy big, elaborate, oh, hey, I'm going to make a 500-page journal. That may not be my best plan while I'm trying to get myself back in a crafting mindset, I guess. So I'm hoping with this, one, it makes it where once I can get these knots in here, just left over right, right over left, just a typical square knot is what I'm making. Once these are tied in, I basically have a already done journal. It's done. Now it's probably not done as much as I would want for it to. I still want to add things in. I want to, you know, decorate it some. But if for whatever reason, you know, if you're doing a last minute project like I was, trying to make one for a friend, worst case scenario, if she showed up tomorrow, I'd be like, here, I made you a journal. We're going to call it a writing journal because I didn't do anything else in it. But, you know, for me, it takes the pressure off. Or at least I'm hoping it takes the pressure off. You know, sometimes, especially if I haven't crafted in a while, it seems like I have a hard time focusing on just one project. Like, I'll start one, and then I'm like, oh no, I want to do this instead. Oh no, I want to do this instead. So I end up with like 20, none of them completed, projects. Well, I guess if, like with this, if I go, oh no, I want to start this instead, well then, once I tie these in, it's done. You know, it's just adding to it as you want. I feel like a lot of times, you know, I always get questions on like embellishing. There's some artists that do phenomenal, amazing embellishments in their journals. Oh my God, when they're done, they're just amazing. And people ask me, you know, how do I embellish? Well, I'm not a huge embellisher. My journals are a lot for writing, a lot for photos. Yeah, you know, I'll put pockets, I'll put some tags, but, oh, excuse me. But you won't find every page of mine has something. A lot of times, it'll just be a sheet of coffee paper. It's pretty. I like it. That's me. I know there's other people that they, like, the part of making a journal that gives them the most fear, or the part that worries them the most, is binding the actual book. In theory, or how I thought this would work, is one, for the people that don't like to bind a book, you have a book bound already. It's done. Tie your strings in tighter than I did, but it's done. It's bound. If you're one that doesn't like embellishing, well, then you started off smaller. You've made your book. You have your blank pages. Now you can go in and, you know, periodically add something in if you want. I'll go through and, like, honestly, most of these will come back out. I want to do a Halloween journal. But I like to do a lot of sewing. Because I don't do a lot of embellishing. I feel like adding the stitching in there just kind of adds something. It gives it that detail without you know, being a bunch of stuff. So I like to do, you know, quite a few of my pages stitched. So I'll go through and I'll do a bunch of these pages stitched together. I'm moving my knot into the middle of these for some reason because I want to. I'll go through and, you know, pull out a bunch of these pages and I'll do some stitching. I'll put them back in, you know, back in just like they are, and, you know, maybe add some pockets. See what there is that I want to put in there. And then once I'm pretty well content with it, my goal is to then, like I said, take these little signatures at this point and do like a 3-hole pamphlet stitch and keep them in with these same pieces of string. Why not? All I did was simple up and down, nothing real elaborate. But even that, you could braid it, you could, you know, like I said, the friend of mine, she had put little beads at the bottom. Decorate your cover, do the inside, do your pages, do whatever. Don't do anything. But you know what? At the end of the day, we made something. We crafted something. Project Get Over This Craft Hump or Craft Funk. Bring it on. I don't know. I'm trying to, like, I know we all go into having kind of a funk, not knowing what to make when it comes to journals or really any craft. So I'm in that mood right now. I just figured maybe other people are too. Maybe if I came up or shared an idea that I had, it would help others. I'm going to see if I like this on here. There's just a little bit of a closure. Maybe if I shared this idea, it would help others that, you know, potentially are in the same, I don't know what to do, type crafty funk. Maybe not. Maybe you guys have a better idea. If you have a better idea, please share it because I need out of this funk. I will see you guys all later. Thank you for dealing with my crazy rambling. And I think what I might end up doing is I will decorate up this journal. I will add some stuff into it. And I might bring you back, show you what I've done. Maybe take it from there. So I'll show you if I get it accomplished. I'm leaving that open because I haven't been able to accomplish very many things recently. I'll just do another video just showing you what it looked like. Okay, I hope this helps. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. And if I can get this video uploaded in the next 10 hours, have a great Sunday. I'll talk to you all later. Bye.